Levi and I are hanging out on this cold. It's so pretty outside, but it's so cold. Freaked up on me because flipping channels as I was doing things, and there was a really good Lifetime movie on. So I guess I'm fixing to, it's over now. So I'm gonna go pull together some stuff. I told her I thought I could just bring her a big dog kennel, one of my biggest kennels. But I got to thinking, the chicks are so little, those, you know, bars are like that far apart on a dog kennel. I think the chicks would walk right through that. So that would mean I'd have to wrap it in some other kind of wire. And I'm thinking, now that means I've got to go out there with wire cutters and cut some wire. And I'm just like, well, I ain't doing that. It's too cold. So I got to thinking, I've had chicks in the house before, especially when I've had some like in the incubator, and they're sort of, you know, when I'd gather eggs, there'd be like 6 eggs on Monday, then I added 6 eggs on Tuesday, so you've got chicks hatching at different times. So there's been several occasions that I've gotten a big tote and would put a water and food and all that stuff in just a tote and put the chicks in it as they hatch. And then when all of the eggs have hatched, then I take all the chicks to the brooder outside. So the only thing about that is heat on that chick starter makes the room stink. It just makes the room stink. Chick starter in itself doesn't smell bad. But when you add water, when they splash out water and they get water on any of the food, and then the heat hits the food, it starts, it can be nasty. But she doesn't have her stuff in the house. It's out in that little garage thing beside her house. So I think it'll be fine. So I may just go out to my storeroom and get the biggest tote that I have and take that down to her. And, but...
Peter, he killed his parents in his bath.
Who killed his parents?
That man was Angela, he killed his parents.
What's his name? Go ahead, say his name.
He's a bad man.
What's his name?
He kidnapped her.
You don't want to say his name?
No.
Mr. what?
Mr. Cal?
Wait, what movie are you talking about? I thought you were talking about Sanji. What movie are you talking about? Somebody killed their parents.
He thinks he's a victim.
Oh, that's an old movie. What was that movie called?
Yes.
Stranger. Oh my gosh, do we even have that still recorded?
Not yet. I got it. Oh.
It was a Lifetime movie, wasn't it?
He's a bad man in the Pharisees Kings.
Yeah, he was bad.
Yes.
I thought he was talking about Sanji in Along Came a Spider, because he tells Alex how he killed his parents. But yeah, he's talking about a Lifetime movie that he's seen one time. It was called, I don't know what it was called. Anyway, that was a psycho guy, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes. He told that girl he killed his parents.
Yes.
Yeah. He tried to kill her and her husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
He just came out, Andrew and her husband, he trying to kill the bad man.
Yeah, was that her name, Andrea?
Yes.
He knows. Alright, we're going to get some stuff done here in the house. I'm going to go get her some stuff together and go down there. I'll see you in a little bit. Now that the sun is out really good, and you come out and you mess around for a little while outside, then you realize just how hot it is in the house. Okay, so I've put together some stuff over here for her to put maybe 10 chicks in. So the kennel is not going to work. I think I already said that. I didn't think the kennel was going to work because the holes are so big. So I've got her a waterer, small one for this size because this is a tote. It's not a small tote, but it's not the biggest tote either. But I think it'll hold easily 10 chicks. I've got her some little section of wire to fold out over the top and put something heavy on it to hold it down. I got her a clamp light and I got her a 75 watt bulb. So I'm fixing to run this down to her. My keys are in here and see if I can't help her get all this set up for her chicks. I know it was sort of sprung on her really fast. And she wasn't expecting to have so many chicks at one time. But they can't stay in a tote for very long. Maybe, so they're already what, 4 or 5 days old, I think. So they need to go, I would say not more than another 5 days, and they have to come out of this. And probably in another 5 days, they all need to go into something. So she's really got to get on. I told her I'd help her build a little brooder, or she could go and get one of those. They're not made to last forever. Although I had one that lasted a really long time when you get it up out of the dirt. Buddy had bought Steph one of those little chicken houses. I don't think Tractor Supply sold them back then. I think he ordered it online somewhere. And they have one now. It's a bigger one than what he had gotten her. And she didn't have very many chickens. It was it wasn't that long after they got moved here and she thought she wanted chickens. And I don't remember how many she had. But the little chicken house he got her would only hold 2 chickens. 2 grown chickens. And it had a little bit of a yard, like this little run to it. But it was small. It was like 30 inches wide and maybe 24, 30 inches long, or it was about 2 foot wide and about 30 foot long was 30 inches long was the run. And the little house was like a 2x2 house. And I used it like as decoration once when they weren't using it no more. A possum killed a chicken in it one night. Chicken said it was on the ground. I'd used it as a little brooder. I had moved it out right outside the washroom, or not the washroom, oh my Lord. The well house, the old well house that's over beside my shop. My shop wasn't there then. But I had it set up in there with chicks in it. And when those outgrew it, I don't remember what I can't remember every little detail, but I know I'd set it down on the ground, moved it out of there. Maybe I had the chicks just in that well house for a while, just walled in, and they had more room. That's what she needs. Some kind of little small building that is close the door, completely cat proof, possum proof, skunk proof, and raccoon proof, because that's what she needs. But she doesn't have that yet. But that little house was sitting out on the ground where I'd moved it out, took the chicks out and moved it out. But a couple of my older chickens had started laying eggs in it. You know, they find the weirdest little places. All of a sudden, it's a new place. It's dark. I can crawl up in there and lay an egg. And one evening, I heard all kinds of racket, and I come out, and by the time I got out to see what was going on, he had already killed it. But he was completely eating that chicken. It was a possum eating that chicken inside that little house. She had gone in there to sleep. I don't know if she was sleeping out. I don't remember if she was broody and she was on a couple of eggs in there. I don't remember, but I know he was killing her. She was dead by the time I got to her, and he was dead shortly after that. But yeah, so those little houses, and then like I said, after that, I had a little place over on the end of the camper house where when we were living there, they had put like our satellite for our internet and our TV or whatever. There was a couple of satellite poles there. There was one little tallow tree trying to come up right beside them. And it was just like an eyesore. So I framed it in an 8x8 square around those trees and those 2 satellite poles. And so I laid out landscape timbers too high, so that was fairly high. Filled it full of mulch. And then I sat that, because it was red. It was born red with trimmed in white. It was a really cute little house. It didn't have the run on it anymore. I was using the run for, I think already back here, I was using the run back at the chicken coop. So I was using that little run for something, maybe for a little brooder at the time, but I wasn't using the house anymore. And, or at that time I wasn't using the house. So it was just a little house without the attachment run on it. It looked really cute sitting there. It looks like just like decoration. And it sat there for about a year. Granted, it wasn't in the mud, it was in mulch, but it was still had all the weather on it, sitting in the dirt. I didn't set it up on, I don't think I set it up on bricks to, you know, just be a little off the ground. I don't think I did. But even after that, maybe the little hutch part, the little run was just in the barn, just not being used. Because I'll show you. After I had the big coop, the big coop, I had just a platform, landscape timber legs, 3 foot tall, and then a cleat across the back where the little lean-to is, where my brooder is now. It was just a floor. I mean, it was just, it was a piece of plywood. It was marine grade, so it was treated piece of plywood, and it was scrap from something that one of Tony's friends brought home, and it was thrown out in a burn pile. It hadn't been burned yet. I'm thinking that's perfect size for that little house. So I took that little house, and I can't tell, somebody's walking down there. I can't tell if that looks like Jake walking or Bree walking. I don't even know. Is Jake even here right now? I can't keep up with him. Maybe that's Lester. Anyway, I put a cleat across the back of the side wall of the chicken house on the outside. And then I put the 2 legs in the front, and I screwed that plywood down to it and screwed it down into the cleat on the back. So it made a raised floor, if that's what you want to call it. It's like a raised floor. And then I sat that little house on it with the run. I attached the little run back to it. I ran a light that it was just a light, like without, it didn't have the clamp on it no more. It was just this white part right here with the cord. I took the clamp part off, and I ran it up and around and down through the little roof, and just had it hanging there like that. And I put a 60-watt bulb in it, because in that little closed-in area they didn't need heat lamp or even 75 or 100 watt. It just was a 60-watt bulb in that little 2x2 space. And then I put chicks in there, and I think I had 2 little ducks at the time, and I don't remember why I ended up with ducks, but somebody had given me 2 ducks. I did not order ducks, because I didn't even have a pond or anything then. So I don't know why I ended up with ducks, but I had 2 little ducks and these chicks. And I put them in that little house, and it had a little door on it that you could open back, and then the little ramp that went down inside the run. And it was so cute, because I have a couple of videos where I would open that little door, or maybe by then the door had rotted off and I just had a piece of wire that I could push back. But anyway, regardless, I would open it, and those little chicks were trying to fly out of that house down into the run. And I know I have a video that says freedom, you know, like William Wallace. I'm fixing to go down to Bree's. See y'all in a minute. All right, Bree's already gone in the house. I told her this was in the back of my car and to get it out. But I think these chicks right now is, now that I actually look at them, I think they're fine. I think they're okay. They don't need to have anything else right now. Plus, right now they're gathered under the light. She needs to throw a blanket over it at night. I told her to throw a blanket over it at night to hold in the heat. But I don't think she needs that tote right now. But in a week, if she doesn't have anything planned to start building, then in a week or two, probably less than 2 weeks, these are going to be crowded. They will be crowded, and they're going to need some other place. But thing is about that, in 2 weeks, they'll be trying to hop out of that. So we really do need to get started on some kind of a coop, a real coop for her. And I was telling her about the girls with the 4-H and how they had built that big building. Like it was every bit of what you're seeing here. And they just put all them chicks in there, and those chicks just lived in there. They lived there, they grew in there. They never had runs and stuff because those chickens weren't for eggs and stuff. They were for showing. So, you know, that's just the way it was. But I think she won't need this right now. But I think that in 2 weeks, chicks won't even stay in that. Well, she can put the top on it, keep them down, but it's going to be hard. She just really needs to get some kind of plans in her mind on what she wants to do. As far as the coop goes, she told me some ideas of where it's going to go and stuff like that. Latch. Why isn't that latching? There, latched. Yeah, she told me what she plans. So it's a good plan. Oh, I feel old today for some reason. I think it's because it's cold, and as we get older on the cold days, we can't move. Anyway. Oops. Alright, I'm going to get on to the house and get y'all a video. Alright, see you later. Alright, I want to show y'all something really cute that came in the mail. And then I'll get this video out to y'all. So, this will just be a little gifts and goodies tagged on to the Bree video. Bree and her chickens. Because this is all that's come this week. But it's really, really cute. And it came from Dana. And it says, enjoy your gift. I enjoy your videos so much. She has fibromyalgia. And she says, watching you feels like having a friend around. You're a blessing. Wish I could afford more. From Dana. Dana, these are adorable. I thought I opened, I could feel them, and I wanted to see what they were. And nothing else had come this week, so I was going to go ahead and open these. But these are, it's hard to do it one-handed. I didn't get the stand. Look, they're magnets. They're chicken butts. They're little chicken butts that go, look. It goes on the refrigerator, little chicken butt. Aren't they so cute? They're adorable. Dana, thank you so much. I'm going to hang them on the fridge right now. All right. I'll see you guys later. Love y'all.